Hey, so welcome. This is Lita from Jade in the Park, and I also run another group. So I did this on my public Facebook page so that I can share it with our groups that I'm running for education. But I also thought, you guys might want to share it too. So I'm going to go ahead and go live, and so feel free to share and comment if you come on late. So why I'm here is because today there's a great deal going on. Opposite camera, opposite Lita. Okay. Why do I have trouble with this? It's my glasses, my hat, my hair. I'm a mess. Okay, stop looking at yourself. So, you know how everyone goes back to school and you're excited, and then all of a sudden, like the next week, they're back. Okay, this is crazy. I'm not gonna look at myself. You know how they go back to school and they actually are, they come home. They're already there and then they come home within a few days because they've caught something. Or you're on vacation or you're about to go on vacation, but you're really stressed out. And so you may not realize this, but cortisol, when you're stressed, you increase the cortisol levels in your body, and prolonged levels of cortisol, high levels of cortisol can reduce our the effectiveness, basically, of our immune system. There's a long, more involved way, but we just don't want to suppress our immune system. We want to keep it running. So lack of sleep, stress, all those things can really lower our immune response. So there's something you can do to do that to help you. First of all, lower your stress. Planning, mastermind, just brain dump, but getting an oil, smelling it, but actually not getting ill. It would be really helpful, don't you think, before you go on a vacation, and you have to like sleep the whole time, because the time you get there you're exhausted already, and then your immune system has already been weakened and your body is not fighting off something like it normally does. So how can you help it? Well, what our family does and what we found very helpful, and there's some research to back this up, is we use an essential oil called OnGuard, a protective blend. You can Google OnGuard and PubMed.gov, and you will our protective blend, and PubMed.gov to find some good research about that. Anywho, this is what you're going to use. So what it's helpful for and what's in this is that when it has some things that I'm going to go over what it is. So one of the ingredients, I'm just going to tell you what's in it. And by the way, it has a supplement facts label, and so I would feel very comfortable only taking essential oil if it has that. So don't just hear what I say and then run out and go buy it somewhere else. As you know, I've shared before, there's a class action lawsuit for someone in New York State against Majestic Pure on Amazon for their and there's some other companies for their I think it's just Majestic Pure for their oils that are just not pure, and they've been told and they keep selling it and saying they're pure. So now someone's finally doing a lawsuit. There's lots of research and I can give you all the links. But that being said, just don't take an oil and do anything internally unless you do your research. And so I want to go over what's inside of this one. This one has, what we have is clove, wild orange peel, clove bud, cinnamon leaf, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus leaf, and rosemary leaf. All of these oils have been studied to really improve different things in our immune system. So let's go over the first one, wild orange. Wild orange has something called limonene. Limonene is really good for cleaning, really, really good for cleaning and purifying the surfaces, also the air. It also has something called linalool. Linalool is a natural compound that's in citrus that really helps to break down the biofilm that bacteria produce, and it helps break down that adhesion so you can get rid of it, your body can get rid of it. So we really like wild orange and the chemical compound of limonene. Also, cinnamon bark, cinnamon leaf are excellent for killing things in petri dishes. Not much lives inside of a petri dish when you put cinnamon bark and cinnamon leaf oil, especially cinnamon bark. The other one is eucalyptus, really good for opening the airways, but it's a type of eucalyptus that can be taken internally called radiata versus globulus. You don't take that internally. So this kind of eucalyptus you can take internally. It helps open the airways if you so desire. All these things you don't have to take internally, but to let you know, there's lots of good research to support this. The other thing that also helps is I talked about clove as an antioxidant. So when we're looking at our body, we oxidize. We want antioxidants. You may have heard that. Like, well, what does that mean? Well, when we have oxidation, we have a breakdown of cells, and we also, when you cut an apple slice, it actually turns brown, and you're like, what is that? Just old? Well, it's oxidizing. So there's a chemical reaction that's happening. So OnGuard in clove oil is an antioxidant. So, for instance, one of our teammates, Janice Ree, she made a lovely apples cut with some water, and she soaked some OnGuard in her apples in water, and she brought some, and she did it the night before, and the next day they still were white. So she did an experiment and left them out. It took several days. I'd love her to comment if she can say how long it lasted before they started to turn brown. She was like, kept like, what is this nonsense? How is this working? And so it's the antioxidant effect of this of clove. That's one of the highest antioxidants they have. There's a scale called the ORAC scale, and it's about they like look at the levels of antioxidants. Blueberries really high, clove the highest, and so one of the highest. So you really, clove is an amazing oil for that ability, as well as the spice. But what I love about clove and the antioxidant is we also and these oils are also helping encourage good circulation in our body, blood flow. And so I really do appreciate that, because we really want to put things in our body, on our body, breathe it in, which still gets in your body. This is why a pure oil matters. If you smell a cheap oil with synthetics, which a lot of them are on eBay, Amazon, even at the grocery store, CVS, Walmart, I have GCMS studies for anything, a lot of those things. If you want to look it up, let me know. When you smell it in, the fastest way to get into your bloodstream is to inhale an essential oil, because the molecules are volatile. You're breathing it in, and then it's going into your bloodstream. And if it's full of toxins or things that are adulterated that don't represent what's say it's on the bottle, you're getting it into your bloodstream, and you just don't know. So that's why it's really important to trust a company. And they also doTERRA does share their studies, GCMS studies on source2u.com. If someone wants to put that in the comments, that would be great. So yes, the schools, thank you, Janice. Janice, tell them how long it took before the apples turned brown. She's the one who did the study. So our study, unofficial study in her own home. There's also, if you see, we'll have pictures I'll post in the comments about studies of kids' experiments using Clorox and using OnGuard as far as inhibiting bacteria growth. This is a kid's project, but it's still very telling. So again, let's talk a little bit about how you can use it. Put it in a diffuser, a water-based diffuser or nebulizing diffuser, which is just using oil, and couple drops in some water. It helps the microparticles, microns of the oils mixed with water go into the air. You're breathing it in, covers the surfaces, helps purify and clean those areas. But it's also wonderful for immune support. So if you're out at the mall and you're coming back, you can diffuse. You can also, before getting on an airplane, put a drop in your palm like this, and then just go ahead, or before you're going into crowded areas, go ahead and put it in your cup it. Okay, so I heard a physician recommended this because what happens is they're volatile aromatic compounds. They're flashing up. They're going into your nostrils, lining your nasal passages, breathing it in, and that's a great way. And sometimes I'll put it right here or my bottoms of your feet, because it's a warm oil because of the clove and cinnamon. So you just don't want to put it right on your skin, especially young children, on their face or their necks. Always bottoms of your feet. You can dilute it up and down the spine or over their belly or over the sore throat, but diluting it with a coconut oil or some sort of fatty oil. Okay, moving on. So I talked about water. You can also make a spray bottle. So the study was done with OnGuard with 3 drops and 24 ounces of water. They sprayed a clean surface, tested it before and then after, and then they tested it and they added bacteria and microbes, and they found that it did not grow on that surface. They just did not replicate and grow on the surface. So I have a link for that study too. So that's a great one too, that I can put in the comments. So also, if you're feeling ill and you're getting sick, what I sometimes do is just take, you know how you take warm water and honey and lemon and gargle? Well, you can add a drop of OnGuard mixed with that honey so it emulsifies. You add your warm water and your lemon if you like, and you can just start gargling that, even drinking it. It's totally fine. You could gargle and spit that out, and that's going to help you feel better right away. There's other things that I share in my oil education group with more details, but I think it's a great way to start. Put a drop on the bottom of your feet. We have thick skin, and the layers of skin are called stratum corneum. And so the essential oil kind of gets into that stratum corneum, that thicker part of your soles of your feet. And it kind of takes a little bit longer to absorb into your system, but it's a really safe place because that skin layers are thicker than they are like on the sensitive areas. So if you don't have to do it with oil, bottoms of your feet. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how I use OnGuard for our family. So my daughter had some urinary tract discomfort, and we were going to skip church and go to the which is totally fine. I really wanted her to go get tested, but then at night I was like, we have oils that help. But we usually buy OnGuard comes in a soft gels, and we were out of them. So I said I have a veggie capsule from the veggie caps. I could put a drop of OnGuard. She's like, and oregano. She's like, I don't like oregano. I was like, okay, whatever. So no problem. So I did 2 drops of OnGuard and 1 drop of lavender, and then the discomfort went away. And so we did it again the next morning, prepared to go to the physician, because I always go to the doctor. Never try to treat it home. If you need to know what you are dealing with, and then you can decide to do whatever you'd like to do, but you want to get treated. But honestly, it went away, and she was like, I don't really want to go. I was like, no, you should go. She's like, no, I don't want to go. She said, no. So anywho, I was just impressed. In 24 hours, it was gone. We are willing to absolutely go. I have special needs kids. I don't mess around with things. We go to the doctor. But isn't it nice when you have tools at home to help you, just support your body? It doesn't heal you at all. It just helps your body support it so it can heal its own self. We're not trying to make any claims about that, but it's just something that we saw anecdotally in my home. So other ways that we use it, my friend Maureen, she texted me or called me. Her husband had hit his mouth with a tool, and it was painful. So I said, do you have any clove oil? That's what dentists have used from hundreds, thousands of years probably, in oral care. Clove really inhibits a growth of bacteria and different things, but it also, they use it for packing, sometimes even now packing issues in your mouth, and it's really great for numbness in your mouth. So I said, do you have any cloves? No. I said, do you have OnGuard? She's like, yeah, there's OnGuard. So I just put a drop here. You can dilute it, coconut oil, put it on there. He just put it on straight and put it on there. He's like, huh. And he kept doing it. Like, I felt better. And then the next day, he's like, does this actually help heal it up? Because the wound is getting smaller and better. And it went away pretty quickly. So again, not making any claims. It just happens to be that you're increasing circulation, getting good blood flow, helping to, there's lots of studies to say what's happening with what's happening in that area, and it's also saying that it's really helpful to support your body. So now let's talk about the other thing that you can do with it. So we can make a hand spray, you can make a hand sanitizer. We make that with aloe vera gel or spray. We can make it with some water. We use sometimes just a little drop on the go if we have to rub it. So let's talk a little bit about hand washing, why that's important. First of all, do you know that hand sanitizers are great, and I love them for in the pinch, but you should always try to wash your hands. The CDC has a website where they talk a lot about hand washing and how important it is. And I watched a video today by an emergency room physician, and he went into great depth about how he asks his patients when they come in, first of all, when they have a virus, what have you been doing to support your body? They're like, nothing. He's like, well, there's certain things you can do. And then he talked about different things, and he talked about hand washing, and he mentioned the CDC website. So what I did like about this is that they have done tons of studies on how important it is to wash your hands. Obviously, in the medical field, you have to clean your hands between patients. We know how easy it is to transmit bacteria, viruses, and illnesses. So do you know that enterovirus, the viruses that causes stomach issues and vomiting, all that stuff, that is actually really helped by hand washing mostly versus just sanitizers. I did not know that. That was something I learned. Also, the research is showing that foaming, so like I use the foaming hand wash, actually allows less products. You're less wasting a product than a gel soap. And it helps you to vigorously hand wash. So what they're finding, antimicrobial soaps or not, what makes the big difference is washing, okay? So washing your hands vigorously under the water. And so you can actually reduce the amount of water they use by 40% by using a foaming hand wash. So that's all from the CDC website. So those are some really cool things. And we talk about wild orange having linalool. Linalool is a chemical compound found in wild orange that helps break up that biofilm. I mentioned that earlier. So the biofilm is produced by bacteria. So then you can wash it away. So that's really important why I love what's in here, which is that it comes like this. And every month my kids ask me, did you order this? Where? But then a week or so, where is it? I'm running out of soap. So about once a month, we buy this every single month. So I am going to load up on this special I'm about to tell you today, because we use this. We just take it, we pour some in here. It's foaming, so we can fill several of them around our house. We still usually fill 4 or 5, and I have some left over to get me through the rest of the month if they need a top off. And if we need to make our own, we'll add a couple drops of OnGuard, add a little extra water, and we're good to go if we need a little extra. But this is free today. Today it's free. This huge bottle, and you get 2 of these foaming hand soaps. So let me tell you how to get that. One of it, but before I do that, I gotta tell you one more thing we do with this. You hear from the hacks. Keep this by your kitchen sink. and you can add this to your fruits and vegetables. So it's very good for pesticides that are on the surface. They have found that if you keep them in your fridge, you don't wash right away, you keep your produce right from the grocery store, you dump them in your fridge, they actually penetrate into the membranes of into the fruit. So you want to wash when you bring home. I've always seen people do that. I'm like, oh, that's so hipster and cute on Instagram. I love watching them. But there's actually science to back it up, that you actually are doing yourself a service by washing it right away and soaking it. The studies have shown baking soda. I use the OnGuard because I know what it can do and I see the things coming off. I also use OnGuard oil, or which is wonderful for help preserving, especially cut vegetables because they antioxidants. But it helps inhibit the growth of anything new growing. So I love OnGuard, or lemon oil too. That has that citrus oil, has linalool, which we talked about, the biofilm. So y'all remember the biofilm. You're going to be like, oh, biofilm, Lita. So you'll know what that is now. Now you're going to hear it everywhere. You're going to be like watching like some documentary on PBS. Who watches that anymore? But which Netflix, on documentary Netflix, you'll be like, biofilm. Lita talked about that, right? You're going to remember me. So I'm glad to be known biofilm. That's why I hate Lyme disease, because that stupid biofilm. So anyway, no long story. I should do another Facebook Live on biofilm and Lyme disease. If you'd like me to talk about that, let me know in the comments. So what I like about it is one of my kids does struggle with sensitive skin, eczema, 2 of them. So we've changed over our laundry soap, and we don't use dryer balls. Back before it was like a millennial thing, like we weren't using them. We were using, do you want to know what my trick is? You want to know? Comment if you want to know. Anyway, well, I'll tell you. So in the top loader, you know where it says bleach? Just put in a couple drops of an essential oil, and then you pour in half a cup of white vinegar. If you don't have an essential oil, that's okay. Before I did, I just used white vinegar right in there. Pour it right in there so it'll come out halfway through the cycle. It'll help. You don't need fabric softener anymore. Okay, you just don't. It might take a couple washes for that to happen. If you need to, you can use a dryer ball, these wool balls, and you put a couple drops of oil. They're better if you throw it in the last 10 minutes. I honestly, here's what I do. Here's the cheap thing. You just get a clean washcloth. You dampen it. I dampen it with the running water from and I dampen it. I have 4 safety pins on each side. I put a drop of an essential oil in there on the wet, damp washcloth. I throw it in there. The safety pins help release static. The scent from the essential oil will go into all the clothes, and then I'm just using a washcloth, a clean washcloth. That's my secret. That's the old school non-hipster way of making yourself like not use all those chemicals on your laundry that go on your skin that caused my kids to have the eczema, which are now gone, except for one child still gets it on her hands, but she loves this hand soap. It doesn't bother her. It really is that good. It's gentle, so gentle for babies, great for cleaning your veggies, great for when we had little colds happening here and there, and I'm using oils, but I'm being reactive. Okay, so I'm like, oh, they have a cold, let me use my oils. I started realizing I need to be proactive, so I started using a roller ball that we keep on the bottom at their bedside table. They put on the bottoms of their feet every night. We don't remember in the morning, but whatever, you should. Then we use this. I bought this stuff. I put these in the bathrooms. I noticed all the little colds they were getting just diminished. Okay, I cannot make a claim. I'm not making claims. I'm just letting you know this is what I saw in my experience, and I've heard from other people. Okay, the next thing is also makeup remover. So how do you get this for free? First of all, if you buy this today, you can buy it through whoever. If you have your own doTERRA account, go get busy. But if you don't have a doTERRA account, or find someone who's already been sharing samples with you and helping you out, reach out to them. If you don't have anybody, our team or I would be glad to help you. Comment or message me. You buy this today, okay, and then you get this for free. You get 2 of these for free, and you get this for free. And you also get entered into a drawing that I'm offering for our team. If you're buy it through our team, we give you a free thing of this toothpaste. And in my group, I have literally 20 articles, videos on the different products I'm talking about today on Guard, and you can watch it and comment on one of them and get entered. You can share this video and get entered to draw, get this, or you can buy something if you like, buy one of the BOGOs and also get an entry. So if you want to be in our Facebook education group just for the BOGOs, let me know. I'll let you do that. So that is all the cool things that I love about OnGuard. And as soon as I get off, I'm going to remember a couple things more. So let me see. Okay, so my friend here in the comments said that she used them on her son's, like he had like a viral wart yesterday and today, and they're gone now. And I actually saw it on her Facebook page, or maybe she in our group. She took some gauze, she put a couple drops of different things, including OnGuard, and then wrapped it around that area, and they just used it yesterday and today, and it's gone. That's a big deal. That's big. Those things don't go away that quick. And again, we make no claims. We make no claims. But we're just saying, anecdotally, here's how we're finding it helpful for our family. And so you can choose to do what you want. But I'm going to tell you, you can go Google, like I said, you came on late, pubmed.gov, and protective blend, look it up. In my Facebook group, I have all the links for all these things. You don't have to worry about it. If you want to be added, let me know. You don't have to buy anything. I'm just a real excited cheerleader, and I'll be there every day, like cheering. But this is the last BOGO. So comment with what you like about OnGuard. If you use OnGuard, I want to hear it. If you comment, I'm going to enter you. I have two. Maybe not. I think I'm going to save one. My kids need toothpaste. I'm saving one. You're all getting this one. Someone in my group who enters, but if you guys want to, one of you guys from both places will get entered in this toothpaste. And because we love it so much, my little girl's like, I haven't brushed in 2 weeks. I'm like, why? My dad with water. It's like, where's your toothbrush? Toothpaste. I was out. I forgot to tell you. It's like, oh gosh, bad mom. Anywho, they got this. They got this back. I got this back. So I also have samples here too that I'm like, use a sample. I wait 2 weeks. This is when your first child, you know exactly when they brush. You're with them. You see when they brush 3 times a day. By the time your fourth one, you're like, did you brush 2 weeks ago? Well, that's okay with me. No. But you know what I'm saying. Who has fourth kids? Okay. Anyway, I'm just here babbling away, so I'm going to go, but I love to hear what you say. So comment or share this video for an entry for a toothpaste. If you want the BOGO, you have till midnight tonight, Mountain Standard Time. But if you want me to order it for you, you just like, I don't even know, Lita. I can't even. Then just go ahead and say, Lita, get me one. And if you're local, I'll get you one. If you're not local, I'll definitely get it for you. It just takes a couple more steps. So call me or message me, text me, just comment below. I'll get in touch with you, okay? And then I can't figure out which way to turn my head. All right, bye. Peace out. I crack myself.